Okay, so welcome back to this part of the tutorial. If you are watching this, I want to say congratulations. You are a few classes away to completing your CSS Advanced class, and you are doing very well. And so just a quick one. I want to see how we can cover CSS Advanced today, tomorrow, so that you can move as fast as you can and achieve your goals quickly. And so we're dealing with CSS positioning. And CSS position refers to how an element should be positioned on a web page. Okay, and so there are four of them. There is the static positioning, there is the relative, there is the absolute, and there is the fixed. And as usual, I want to write my code fast. If I don't do this, if I get to want to write this, each class will be hitting 30 minutes or 1 hour. And so I want to see how I can make every class less than 14-15 minutes or even 4. And so here we are. And so what I just did, I brought out chains of text. This is a paragraph tag, so you can write plenty things in there. So now look at this. This is another div. This is a div. So inside this div, there is one other I nested. You remember when we were doing HTML, I said nesting. So now this is H1. So you see, this is a smaller div inside. This is a div inside. This is another div. So this div and this paragraph, I put all of them in one general div called a container. Okay, so so you see, this one and this one contains all of these elements. So you can go ahead and do this. Now what we are trying to do is to see how we can position elements on a web page. So a static element is always positioned according to the normal flow, and the default for HTML is static. So whenever you put an element, be it table, be it paragraph, H1, they take a default positioning called the static position. You know, also, and these static positions are not affected by certain features called left. Let's say left. You give it 100 pixels. They are not affected by it. So there is the left, there is the top. You might see that when we're doing CSS, CS3 and all that. It's not affected by top, bottom, left, or Z index. We'll cover Z index in a few lessons down or upward, you know. And so let's go ahead and preview this on the browser. Now if you look at this, you notice that this is the output. And so let's look over the CSS that we have. This is the box. This box, I have color. I gave it a color. So this is the main container. This one. So we are saying pad 50, margin 50, position relative, we'll cover that, then border, then we'll give it a font. Then this box here, this one you see, we'll give it a class, and this is the class selector. You remember? Yeah, that class selector you use dot, and the ID selector you use hash. You use this hash. And so we give this a background color and we padded it. So this is the normal, this is normal. And so the next thing I want to show us is the relative positioning. Now the relative position element is positioned relative to its normal position. How do I mean? And so when you have an element, and so look at this now. This is positioned a relative. This is positioned normally, by default, static to this element. And now I said that this a static element is not affected by whatever. It's not affected by top, left, right. And so when you make a position in relative, and you add a left or top or bottom. So this box will be moved relative to this, in relation to this. So let's go ahead and try that and see. Now that we have put position, we are saying move left relative to that object. So let's, just a moment, I styled the wrong one. I went and moved the whole box. So we are saying that move this and so now I'll give this box position relative. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and remove the position here in the container. Okay, so let's see. Now if you look at this, and so this box is moved, moved 100 pixels. Is moved 100 pixels relative to this, and so you can use it to overlap. Now, but look at this. This is overlapping, but still maintains the position. So sometimes I want to carry this object and bring it on top of this text. You know, sometimes you have a slide. The slide has a background has a picture in this box, but you want to position a write-up, a text on top of it. That's another example. And so you use an absolute positioning to do that. And how do we do that? We'll just change the positioning to absolute and say top and add top. Let's go ahead and do that quickly. So we'll say positioning, I'll say absolute, and let's see. So I added left. Let me add top so that it can come to the middle. So I'll say top, let me say 200 pixels. Let's go there. And so you look at this. So you see the absolute positioning. Let me change this right up. So it doesn't confuse you, but I know you understand. So the absolute positioning is position relative to its first parent element. So you've seen this in action. So you can use absolute elements to, overlap elements over each other. If you use relative alone, you find out that relative will move, but it will leave space. One last thing I want to show us is the fixed positioning. And so to do that, we'll just go ahead and change this to fixed. Now that we change it to fixed, let's preview this. Now look at this. No matter how you move, let me push it a little down. Let me say top 500. So no matter how you move the screen, it is positioned there. It is not moving anywhere. And that's how you can use CSS to position any div, any object, any element on your screen and get it to look the way you want it to look. And so in the next class, we'll be going into CSS layers and see how we can use them.